And we have Mr. I Stay Woke. And 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 Mr. I Stay on point in the game, don't count me out. I stay lit with the news, got a loud mouth. I represent SDL, man, that's the loop. And Monday night, 7 o'clock, getting that brain food. And stopping fists, nah, homie, this ain't Willie Lynch. And you can stop it with the Jim Crow push. I'm in position, I stay ready every day. Respect my name, call me Mr. I Stay. And Mr. I Stay. And Mr. I Stay. And Mr. I Stay. And Mr. I Stay.
Nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. Oh, I don't remember.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? This is the student master teacher, Mr. I Stay Woke, Chris Monroe, and you're now tuned in live to the Chris Monroe Show. We do this each and every Monday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, where we chop it up about the news, the politics, and these current events, and so much more. Make sure you're tuned in every Monday, because we got some cool stuff for your family. What's going on? What's happening with you? We got the Periscope fired up. We got the Facebook Live going strong. And we got the YouTube Live. Plus, we own ChrisMonroeSTL.com/live. What's up, Lizabitty? Go ahead and drop your name in and where you're from, and we'll try to get you a shout out before we get into the content of the show. We got a nice show for you tonight. Got some guests coming on in a little bit, and we're going to talk about this Mike Brown stuff and more. What's up, Monroe? Over there representing Oak Cliff, Texas in the building. All right, Oak Cliff. I ain't never been there. Is it crazy down there like it is everywhere else? Representing Facebook Live. Arizona, what's going on? Mick Duder. Watching over here on Periscope. Watching from Twitter. Oh, all right, Lizabitty, you getting uppity on that Twitter. Twitter game strong. I see you. Izzy High, 420. Izzy 420 High. What's happening, bro? What's happening, Ambrose G? I see you. I see you. You say Oak is your set. Really, Lizabitty? Shout out from Newport News, Virginia. What's up, Maurice? Awake. He awake. He so woke. He awake. I know you gotta stay woke. But for those who don't know, my name is Chris Monroe, the student master teacher, Mr. I Stay Woke. I bring the news and the information to you, and that's to help you make better decisions in your life. Like I said, we got a pretty good show lined up for you tonight. Are you from Dallas? You represent Dallas? Cool, cool. So we got some new footage of the Michael Brown case. Leaves a lot of unanswered questions. So, you know, people mad. It's been some people that's really been seriously upset. And, you know, it happens. You should be upset with the craziness they've been doing. Investigation. Got something playing here. Don't supposed to be. But, yeah, I got the actual video. If you haven't got a chance to see it yet, of the Stranger Fruit clip by Jason Pollock. The guy made a video and he dropped that little video clip out, and everybody's been in a firestorm. I'm going to take a look at that if you haven't seen it already. It's not a surprise to you, Maurice. I know, same thing I say. Ain't no surprise. There's nothing they can do that's going to surprise me, because I know they got every trick in their sleeve. They'll pull some rabbit out of a hat. They'll pull a dang on gold chain out of nothing. They'll melt this tooth right here and turn it into a long gold herringbone. They do all type of stuff, man. But it happens all the time. People running amok. Let's see it. Exactly. So we got that basically saying that Michael Brown was not stealing during a strong arm robbery. Who haven't seen it yet, by the way? Put in a 5 in the comments if you haven't seen it yet, because I want to know. I just want to get a little consensus. The video just came out on Saturday. I posted up on yesterday, and it's straight viral. I think the video got 170,000 hits or something like that in 24 hours. I put it up at Chris Monroe STL on my YouTube. If you're not subscribed there, check it out. Shout out for sticking with it. Keep pushing. The views are coming. I know that's right. You know it is. So you haven't seen it either, so I'm going to drop the video here if you haven't seen it. Gina Pina haven't seen it over here on Periscope. Play that bad boy. And we'll be joined in a little bit by Mama Afraka and King Ra. We're going to bring them in a little bit too. So, and we'll be talking about the war against the black family and some of the hip hop stuff as well. What's up, French guy? You say the video won't change the outcome. I don't think it will either. So let's go ahead and get into the show here, and let's see what they said over here. Here's the video clip that caused the firestorm.
One night when reading through the St. Louis County investigation papers, I stumbled along something that was absolutely stunning. At approximately 1:13 a.m., August 9th, a male arrived as a backseat passenger in a dark-colored passenger vehicle. Brown enters and exits the front doors. Michael was at the market at 1:13 a.m. the night before he died? Camera 7. The male proceeds to the beverage cooler, selected unknown items, and proceeded to the register. The male remains at the counter and eventually leaves the area of the registers with no merchandise. I couldn't believe what I had read. Michael was in the store the night before he died, and St. Louis County saw the videotape, and they didn't tell us. Well, guess what, St. Louis County? I've got the videotape.
I was surprised to hear that 2 years later, there was a video. What you're going to see on this video is what they didn't show us happen that clarifies that there was an understanding, and that's what you're going to see in that video.
In the early hours of August 9th, just 11 hours before Mike took his last steps, he went to his local convenience store to make an exchange. Look carefully at the counter and you can see a trade is made. Mike gives the store a little bag of weed. You can see the employees smelling it and passing it around.
There was some type of exchange for one thing for another. That these people know each other well enough that this is the relationship that they have.
Then you can clearly see Mike being given 2 big boxes of cigarillos. The store clerk puts the cigarillos into a bag for Mike with his other stuff and hands it over the counter. Mike is about to leave the store, but decides to have the clerk hold his things behind the counter for him. The next day, with his hands politely behind his back, Mike goes back into the store to get his stuff.
It was a misunderstanding.
St. Louis County has written documentation that we found which shows they saw the 1:13 a.m. videotape, but they leave out what really happened that night in their report. Mike traded the store a little bag of weed and got 2 boxes of cigarillos in return. He left his items at the store and he went back the next day to pick them up. Mike did not rob the store. One night, when reading through the St. Louis
That was so
County
juicy. Run it back
investigation
again.
papers,
Run it
I
back
stumbled
again.
along something that was absolutely stunning. At approximately 1:13 a.m., August 9th, a male arrived as a backseat passenger in a dark-colored passenger vehicle. Brown enters and exits the front doors. Michael was at the market at 1:13 a.m. the night before he died? Camera 7. The male proceeds to the beverage cooler, selected unknown items, and proceeded to the register. The male remains at the counter and eventually leaves the area of the registers with no merchandise. I couldn't believe what I had read. Michael was in the store the night before he died, and St. Louis County saw the videotape, and they didn't tell us. Well, guess what, St. Louis County? I've got the videotape.
I was surprised to hear that 2 years later, there was a video. What you're going to see on this video is what they didn't show us happen that clarifies that there was an understanding, and that's what you're going to see in that video.
In the early hours of August 9th, just 11 hours before Mike took his last steps, he went to his local convenience store to make an exchange. Look carefully at the counter and you can see a trade is made. Mike gives the store a little bag of weed. You can see the employees smelling it and passing it around.
There was some type of exchange for one thing for another. That these people know each other well enough that this is the relationship that they have.
Then you can clearly see Mike being given 2 big boxes of cigarillos. The store clerk puts the cigarillos into a bag for Mike with his other stuff and hands it over the counter. Mike is about to leave the store, but decides to have the clerk hold his things behind the counter for him. The next day, with his hands politely behind his back, Mike goes back into the store to get his stuff.
It was a misunderstanding.
St. Louis County has written documentation that we found which shows they saw the 1:13 a.m. videotape, but they leave out what really happened that night in their report. Mike traded the store a little bag of weed and got 2 boxes of cigarillos in return. He left his items at the store and he went back the next day to pick them up. Mike did not rob the store.
Now that should tell you something. That should tell you something serious right there. That tells you exactly the type of people you're dealing with. Janky people. I'm talking fully janky, where they act like, well, what are you talking about? I ain't do nothing. No. Perception is everything. You're correct. But this right here just shows you that they are willing to character assassinate people, say one thing about them, and then flip the script and say, oh, he's just a boogeyman. Because remember, think back about the time this happened. What was Michael Brown? What did they call him? He was a demon. He was mean. He charged like a bull. He strong-armed the little clerk, pushed him out of the way. The cops knew what they were doing. I hear you, Leo. You're right. Especially when it comes to doing business with them. I know you don't trust no foreigners. Yeah, and then the store clerks now, all of a sudden, oh no, we didn't do nothing. We ain't do no drug deal. Even though it's on camera. We're supposed to act like we don't see this on camera. And if it's a bag of weed, I don't know. I mean, what do you think was in the bag? What was in that bag? Could have been a bag of coins. It could have been a bag of anything, right? Some jewelry. Who knows what's in the bag? But for them to say, oh, he's a drug dealer, it's possible. But does it matter? Whatever he did, it didn't have an effect on saying that, oh, he's that boogeyman. And that's what they wanted to put the public perception to make us believe that this guy here, Michael Brown, is the worst person in the world. And that's what they wanted us to believe. you have to believe that he's bad. He's a boogeyman. He's, look at him. He's 6'4" and 300 pounds, and he's charging like a bull. I want to know what you think about this. 516-418-5565. That's right. It could have been a bag of Tabasco. It could have been a bag of anything. We don't know what it was, even if it was weed. But the cops always lie in the report. Right. But why didn't they put this out back when all this was going on? That's the question I have. Why didn't they? Let me take a couple of these phone calls. 516-418-5565. Make sure you press the 1. 516-418-5565. Is this brother Izzy? Is that Izzy?
What up, what up, what up?
What's happening, bro?
What's up with it?
What was you thinking when you first saw this craziness here?
Man, what this video showed me is that the police put out their own narrative in order to, paint Michael Brown in a certain way. Now, there's a few people in your comment section, mainly French guy, and, he's saying, well, this doesn't mean anything, this doesn't change the outcome. Well, actually, it does change a lot of things. And I'm going to break it down really simply. Number one, when you looked at the autopsy and you looked at the pictures, the where he was shot, okay, that's still in contention, okay? It wasn't definitely proved that, he was robbing anybody, okay? That's number one. He was going after the police officer or scuffling with the police officer. That's number one. Number two, what they did was they painted Michael Brown as a thug that had just robbed this store. They made him go out, and this is why this is what they presented to the grand jury.
Exactly.
And when they presented this to the grand jury, what it did was it in turn made the grand jury say, you know what? He was an everyday average criminal, okay? And so they decided not to, partly by that original video, they decided not to indict the police officer in which they shot him, okay? That's the facts, okay? This is what they presented at the trial, okay? They did not show this second video. They knew about this second video. This video was even in the police report. So basically, this had a major impact on this whole, everything that preceded this, okay? So, French guy, I just want to make sure you understand that even though if you go look at the autopsy picture, Michael Brown had shots underneath his arm. The only way Michael Brown could have had shots underneath his arm is if he had his arms raised up. Okay? This is what it is.
Exactly. So they try to make and paint the picture to let us know that he's so bad, he's so wrong, and he's the worst person in the world. So you're supposed to hate him, and the police had a justification for shooting him down like a dog in the damn street. That's crazy.
Right. Absolutely. And this just shows that the police will go to any extreme in order to cover up a cop's ass. And that's what this video shows. It's disturbing. It proves what everybody was saying. And real quick, the last thing that everybody keeps on saying is that, then that made him a drug dealer.
Right. We got to still make him bad.
You know how many... Right. First off, even, let's just say he was a drug dealer, okay? That didn't give anybody any right to demonize him and make him look like a thug, because you don't have to be a straight thug out here to sell drugs, okay? Many people sell drugs. White people, black people, Mexican people, they're not all thugs. That's number one. Number two, if you live in the hood, okay? If you live in the hood, everybody knows you can barter with weed. You can barter anything with weed. It is not an issue.
Most definitely.
I can go, you know how many times, I don't sell drugs. You know how many times when I smoked the weed, I would go give a homie a 20-second, he would give me something that I needed?
True.
So the thing is this was a barter. This wasn't him selling weed. Him selling him a 20-sec to get a $20 worth of cigarillos doesn't mean he was a drug dealer. It means that he used weed to pay for some cigarillos.
So let me ask you this, Izzy. So now that we see that there was an exchange, and now the clerk and the people at the store there are saying that, oh, we didn't do any trade for anything. Do you think they're going to come clean and just say, yeah, we had a drug deal going on here, or just keep on lying like everybody else?
No, they'll just keep on lying, even though the video shows exactly what happened. Because let's just be honest. How many times have we seen videos that they try to justify or they deny outright when it's right there on the camera?
We're supposed to act like we don't even see that.
Right, like we blind. Like we blind to exactly what we've seen. Like it's not the same thing. It doesn't mean the same thing, but it absolutely is exactly what we're seeing. The camera don't lie. The camera speaks for itself. We see the young man hand him a sack. He puts it up to his nose. He smelled the weed because he wanted to make sure it was some good weed, and they traded some weed for some cigarillos. Let's just stop all the nonsense. Let's stop trying to justify these cops. Let's stop with all this bull that everybody wants to put out there, because they wouldn't let them boys get a separate autopsy. They wouldn't let them get a separate autopsy because, they didn't want to be found as being killed this kid, because that's what they did. The police killed this kid, period.
And do you think somebody should be held accountable? And do you think this is going to change anything in the outcome in the near future?
No, it's not going to change anything whatsoever. Now, what it might do is it'll be able to clear Michael Brown's name, at least, in the public perception that goes out there and sees this video. But it's not going to do anything as far as they're not going to try to recharge the police officer, because they've already made their assessment saying that he was fighting in some way, even though there were multiple witnesses that said that he wasn't fighting, even though that he was shot underneath his arms, which blatantly proves that the man wasn't fighting. He had his hands up, you know what I mean? So, everybody that wants to sit here and try to play this game of semantics, they're going to keep on playing it. It's not going to change anything, but at least we know that this young brother has his name cleared about being this ultra thug that went around robbing people.
Yeah, he's strong-armed, because when I first heard it and they said he strong-armed the little clerk, that don't even sound right. Like, why would somebody say, I'm going to go shake you up and take something worth 50 cents or $1? Like, who does that?
Right.
That don't even make sense to me.
And absolutely, and real quick, I just want to answer French guy. French guy, let me tell you something. See, you as a person of the law should know that they cannot prove that he was going after someone. What they can do is they can prove the angle in which he got shot. They can't prove if he was actually physically going after this guy. They can prove where the body was, in the position that the body was, and things of that nature, but they cannot prove that he was going after the cop. That's not possible, okay? So, let's just stop all that. You know what I mean? It's just that the way that they read the autopsy gave the police officer a reasonable doubt that the guy possibly could have been going his way.
Most definitely.
That's all it proves.
That's all it proves. You right, Izzy. All right, I'm gonna move on to some other of these stories here. I'll keep you on hold if you want to come back on one of these other stories. All right. And
yeah, just keep me on hold.
All right. Cool. That's how we do it. 516-418-5565. That's the phone number, 516-418-5565. Now, you saying he was guilty. You must be saying the police was guilty, because that's the only person I could say was guilty in this whole thing right here. We wasn't there. We couldn't see. I can understand that. But we look at a video and then say, oh, no, that ain't what we saw. Oh, no, he ain't really do that. That wasn't what it is. Now, I'm going to let you hear what the St. Louis County prosecutor, Bob McCullough, had to say today in a press conference. He tried to go in there. He talking tough. He talking sleazy and greasy on him. Let me let you hear what Bob McCullough had to say, basically breaking down that this video ain't worth a darn and y'all need to go back to sleep, people. Nothing to see here, and move right along.
Shortly before, about 12 hours before Michael Brown returned to the store, and shortly before he was shot. That has generated some inquiries and questions from both the public and from the media regarding the content, the source, the origin of that particular video. The video is indeed security footage from the market that night. On August the 14th, the county police, during the investigation, were advised that Michael Brown had come into the store somewhere around midnight, and according to the employees talking to the police that day, had attempted to steal something. They also indicated that it had been captured on the security videos. So we secured a search warrant to obtain the hardware and the hard drive. Everything's downloaded on the hard drive, or recorded on a hard drive in this entire system. That search warrant, we got possession of the equipment on August the 15th of 2014. The particular video was downloaded in its entirety, and we'll have a copy of the entire thing for you as soon as we're finished here. But it starts at about 3 or 4 minutes before Mr. Brown and his companions pulled onto the parking lot of the store, and it ends about 2 minutes after he and his companions pulled off of the parking lot. Shows 4 different angles, 2 from the parking lot, 1 from each side in the parking lot, 1 from inside the store, looking from front to back that covers the customer side of the counter, along with the back of the store where their coolers are. And then the 4th one is from the behind the counter, looking towards the counter itself. In a nutshell, what that shows is that Mr. Brown entered the store, entered by himself, but arrived with other people who never got out of the car, went back to the cooler, got a couple cold drinks out of the cooler, went up to the there is no audio with this, by the way, but went up to the counter, clearly ordered or asked for a couple boxes of cigarillos. The clerk put those in the bag along with the drinks that he had. Mr. Brown put something on the counter. There's a discussion clearly going on there. Everything's in the bag. Mr. Brown and the clerks were examining whatever it was he put on the counter. Mr. Brown had a discussion with them, picked up the bag, started to walk out of the store. One of the clerks said something to him or more. He returned, put the bag back on the counter, continued a discussion with them, and then took something off of the counter itself and walked out of the store. The clerks then, as the entire video shows, the clerks then took the cigarillos out of the bag, put them back onto the rack behind the counter. Another clerk took the cold drinks and back to the cooler and put them back in the cooler. That whole video was examined certainly very on in this. We were well aware of it. Of course, we issued the search warrant in order to obtain it. It was determined early on, this is not new, everybody knew about it. It was determined that it was neither relevant nor material to anything that occurred later that day around noon in the store or on Canfield Drive. As I'm sure you recall, I indicated that we were putting everything in front of the grand jury that would have been admissible at trial had there been any indictment out of it. This clearly would not have been admissible, and so that was not presented then to the grand jury, which means that then it wasn't released. But I think it's important to note that the conversation the police had with the store employees is documented in the police report, which was released on November 24th. Their application for a search warrant and the discussion about getting a search warrant for this information is also in that same police report, and then ultimately a description of the content of the video is in that police report, all of which was released on November 24th, 2014 as part of the release that I made that night after the grand jury returned its verdict. So in answer to the question, this is not new information. It's certainly not a surprise to anyone. It's certainly not relevant or material to anything that occurred, as I said, later in the day around noon at the store or shortly after that on Canfield Drive. So with that, then that's pretty much the extent of it. As I said, we have copies of the entire video, and I think that's very important. Number one, it's documented in the report, so it's not as though this was hidden away somewhere, as this fellow with his video project was trying to say. Well, actually did say. It's documented in the police report. And if you look even at his pathetic video, it shows the police report where he got the information. So it's all there, and it's been there since since November of 2014. It said it's available. It's not edited. It is from start to finish. It said a few minutes before he arrived on the parking lot up until a few minutes after he leaves the parking lot. And those will be available. We'll try to get it up online for somebody whoever wants that.
Mr. McCullough, do you think the video, the way it was released in the documentary, was fair and accurate, or did they edit out any portions to put a spin on it?
Well, I'll tell you what. Take a look at what this fellow put into his documentary, and take a look at the real video, and you answer that question. I was clearly an attempt to distort this and to turn it into something it isn't. You know, to get back to another big lie. I mean, pretty clearly what went on in there. There was no transaction. There was certainly an attempt to barter for these goods, but the store employees had no involvement at all in that. They didn't accept. No, they didn't do that. And when he left, they put everything back on the counters where they belonged and went about their business.
Well, last question for me, in light of the uproar we had last night because of the documentary, which you say was improperly edited, how do you feel about the message that they're putting out?
Well, I think that's a big part of the reason why I'm here now. You know, in the past, while the investigation was ongoing, we weren't able to do that. There is no investigation ongoing now. The information is right here. It's been out there. It's not new. It's not, you know, all of you had access to it, and I assume everybody read all the reports and knew very well this was in there. So it's just, as I said, it's an attempt to generate his 15 minutes, which he got. So
we're going to see the video, but what specifically are you saying was doctored?
Just the way it's edited. When you look at even what he's posted, you can clearly see. I mean, it's a very poor job of editing in the first place, but this is unedited. This shows everything from, as I said, before he got there until after he left. And it's very clear that there was no transaction between the Mr. Brown and the store employees. And the suggestion that he's coming back to pick up what he bartered for is just stupid.
Are you concerned that we're going to see more protests in Ferguson like what we did last night?
What we're trying to do is get the information out there now so that people can do that. Now, like this guy,
Well, that's probably enough of this guy here lying through his teeth, talking cocky, talking strong, talking wrong. Chief or Prosecutor McCullough, Bob, sitting up here just saying any old thing. Talking about it's neither relevant or material. We can't look at it. It's relevant or material when you start looking at what's going on out here in the streets. It's very relevant. It's very relevant. They character assassinated him to make him look like he was such a boogeyman, such the bad guy. How's he lying? Well, to sit up there and call this guy whole thing neither relevant or material. He said this whole video makes the whole outstatement look better. He said, you got to see the whole video. We can't just look at the clip and see there was an exchange for something. We're just supposed to act like, oh, no, there was no exchange. What are you talking about? It was just some cigarillos. Yeah, it's not relevant to the grand jury. I'm not talking about to the grand jury. I'm talking about period. Regardless of anything, they know they could have released that information long time ago. Fighting the system is crazy. I would agree with that. You are now tuned in live to the Chris Monroe Show. We do this each and every Monday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, talking about the news, politics, current events, and so much more. This is a live call-in show, 516-418-5565. I'm going to take a couple of these calls, 516-418-5565. And who is this here calling on the Chris Monroe Show with your number blocked?
Hey, my name is Mustache.
Mustache?
What's up, Mike?
What up? What's your comment?
Hey, so, I've been listening to you guys talking about Michael Brown, and, I thought it was really interesting, new video that came out. It doesn't change the fact that he physically assaulted the guys at the store, so in my humble opinion, he deserved to get shot.
So if he has an altercation with somebody, he deserves to be shot. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you put your hands on someone, you deserve to get shot.
So you telling me, and you're probably over 21, I would assume. So you telling me in your lifetime, I know you had a fight with at least one person. So if you pushed anybody, no matter if you were right or wrong, regardless of the situation, you deserve to be shot. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I live in a state where guns are extremely hard to come by, and license to documentary are just almost non-existent. So yes, I have been in altercations and have defended myself.
So you deserve to be shot then, because you just said if he had an altercation with him, Michael Brown deserved to be shot. So for you having a fight anywhere in your life, for any reason, you deserve to be shot. Is that what you're standing on? You shouldn't be here talking to me right now.
Well, it's one thing when you fight a store clerk. It's another thing when you try to fight a police officer.
Well, you said the clerk, right?
Well, did he get shot because he fought the clerk, or did he get shot because he fought the police officer?
Well, we saw him fighting against the clerk. That's what the evidence shows, the video shows. We didn't see any fight with the police officer.
And what does that video tell us?
The video tells us that he had an altercation because he was coming back to get his merchandise from the day before or the night before. That's what the video shows.
None of this is Michael Brown's fault at all.
I'm not saying it's anybody's fault. I'm telling you that the police covered it up and a character assassinated this young man for no reason. What he did or didn't do, we don't know all the details. I know that what we just saw in this video shows that he did not strong arm, which they put out in the media. He strong arm and stole cigarillos from a clerk and he's the boogeyman. And that's what you believed. And when they showed you something different, that there was a reason for what happened, now we want to act like that didn't happen.
You goddamn nagger.
Are you finished now? Have a nice life.
Gone now.
All right. What do we got here? Brother Leo, what's going on, huh?
What's going on, Chris? I knew that was a troll.
You knew I had a troll, but I was ready for him. I ain't scared of no troll. Bring it on, troll boys. But what you got, Leo? What do you think? What are your thoughts on this craziness going on here today on this Michael Brown video being released and stuff? What's your first initial thoughts?
Right on, family. Well, we got to understand that we live in a system of racism, white supremacy. And that's all this is right here. Anytime a black person does something or has an interaction with the cop, they'll go back and look, oh, the brother had back child support. So that gives the cop justification to kill him. I mean, there's always this sense, what I was telling Truth, she's not Truth Raider, got them confused. Is that they want to create, right. They want to create the black community out to be a criminal element. So if they can always paint in the media in people's head that, hey, these blacks are criminal, then that justifies anytime a cop goes in there and beats up on a black guy or a black woman or goes in there and kills them, they already have the narrative already set for this guy that, oh, look, Mike Brown, he was in the convenience store trying to rob somebody. They always paint us with a criminal element. Then anytime a cop or anybody does something, whites try and justify it. They do the same thing with Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter has never been charged, the organization charged or convicted of any crime. But anytime something happens, you hear, what's his name, Damien, all the time, oh, the Black Lives Matter 4 in Chicago did that with that handicapped kid. That is all a narrative by whites in the media to make it seem like all black people are criminals.
Exactly. So they have to paint that broad brush to show, just like that troll that just called up here, talking that smack, talking about, oh, if you ever had a fight, you should be shot. And he don't even know how dumb he sound saying that dumb stuff.
He was a clown. And one last point, and I'll let you go, Chris. This has been going on ever since whites have pretty much brought us over here to this country. We have to remember Carolyn Bryant, the white lady who lied. And all she had to do was say, oh, this black boy, Emmett Till, whistled at me. And what whites do? They went and had a criminal element. They just got their mob together and went and lynched the boy. Assassinated our good brother. They assassinated Emmett Till because it's I'm white and I say so. I keep telling you guys, that's the whole vertex. That's the center point of white supremacy. It's I'm white and I say so. It doesn't matter if you're Carolyn Bryant lying about Emmett Till or these cops in Ferguson. All they have to do is say, hey, blacks are a criminal element, so we're justified to kill any one of them at will with impunity.
So we gotta make it even better than that, Leo.
At will.
We gotta make it even better. You said I'm white and I'm I'm white. We gonna go ahead and make it a good rhyme. I'm white, so I got to be right. That's the whole saying right there. I'm white, so I got to be right.
There you go. And the video is relevant, French guy. Everything is relevant in life, in a way. So don't say something is not relevant, French guy. Everything whites do is to create a narrative that blacks are criminal. That is the point. So I'd like French guy to call up, and I'd like to hear his perspective on this matter, because he's a white guy in the room that seems like he knows a lot. But, Chris, I'm going to let you go, brother. Great show so far. I'm going to be on hold, bro, and I'll probably call back in a little later in your show, all right?
Cool. Thanks for calling in, Leo. That's how we do it, y'all. 516-418-5485. 5565-516-418-5565. I got one more quick clip I want to get in, and before we take our break here, we got this. The filmmaker actually got into a argument on CNN. The filmmaker that actually created that documentary, Stranger Fruit, we got him on there, and I'm gonna let you see what he had to say when he was dealing with CNN. He got into a complete altercation, some craziness, and let's see what he had to say here.
Michael was in the store 10 hours before he was handed 2 boxes of cigarillos in the store. You think it's a coincidence that 10 hours later he went in the store and asked for the boxes of cigarillos that he was handed? Come on.
Oh, come on. You know anything about evidence? If you're going to be,
listen,
if you're going to be the man who's going to do a film on something like this, you better know exactly what the evidence is that you're talking about, not assumptions.
Look at the microphones work, y'all. Look at the video. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the inauguration. When people looked at an empty field and Donald Trump said, "Oh, it's the biggest field in the world."
I went on your Twitter site. You're nothing but anti-cops, sir. All you talk about on your Twitter site is how Michael Brown is innocent and the police officer who killed Tamir Rice is a murderer. That's all. You're anti-cop, and that's what you're all about. You have no evidence of anything, and that robbery still occurs.
All right, Harry. Continue your white supremacy.
We have your
on this
tape,
air.
Jason.
Continue your white supremacy.
I'm a white supremacist.
It looks ridiculous.
Thank you.
Harry, hold on a second. And Jason, you don't have to be a white supremacist to question facts. You know that. Let's keep it in check. Last word from you.
Oh, wow. This is... So a couple things real fast. One, to Harry's point, I think you're right. We can't prove what's in the bag any more than we could prove he's a drug dealer. But we do look at circumstantial evidence. And if someone is sniffing a bag, testing it, it's probably not baby powder. It's probably not cologne. We could probably make the argument, particularly if somebody's buying blunts. Let me finish. I get the last word.
You don't get a nickel bag for $200 worth of cigarillos.
Come on. I'm not saying you do.
It's $20 a cigarillo.
Yeah, why do you say
it's 2 boxes?
It's $20.
Those are 2 giant boxes, and they have several packs in those boxes.
It was about
$20.
It was about $20 worth, based on what I've heard. But again, that's just based on the evidence. Again, ultimately, this doesn't necessarily change what happened on Canfield, but it does raise questions. It does change the conversation. I agree with you, Chris. We don't know all the information.
It doesn't raise anything.
Well, maybe not for you, but again, but I've been dealing with you since the beginning of this case, and nothing raised questions for you about this. So, but for some of us,
and I've been proven right because the officer walked.
Well, every officer.
Oh, you've been proven right.
Just because an officer walks doesn't mean that you're right, unless you're.
Because you just make up evidence here. I mean, all the evidence proves that Michael Brown.
There's a bullet in the top of Michael Brown's head, sir.
Hands up,
there's a bullet in the top of Michael Brown's head. What about that?
This last word has been awesome, by the way.
Well, you know what? I'm interested in the conversation as long, the tone came back down, so I'm more interested in the conversation. So, to Harry's point, just pick it up on that, because this is a big point for people where they'll say, hands up, don't shoot.
Harry is lying, and everything he's saying is a lie right now.
Jason, relax.
Jason, you're a liar and a fraud.
All right, that's not helpful.
This doesn't help us.
Look, let's have the conversation the way you guys are having it some of the time, which is you make a point, you get a counterpoint. We don't need any insults on this show. There's plenty of it going around already.
Yeah.
So the hands up, don't shoot.
I'm just telling the truth. Chris, your viewers know that he's lying.
Jason,
I'm just telling the truth.
Our viewers are smart. They make their own judgments. You don't have to presume it for them. Let's keep the conversation going.
That's right. Michael was in the store 10 hours before he was handed 2 boxes of cigarillos in the store. You think it's a coincidence that 10 hours later he went in the store and asked for the boxes of cigarillos that he was handed? Come on.
Oh, come on. You know anything about evidence? If you're going to be, if you're going to be the man who's going to do a film on something like this, you better know exactly what the evidence is that you're talking about, not assumptions.
So there they are arguing over it. That's the filmmaker that actually created this video, that's created the Stranger Fruit. He has to go on there and argue with this white supremacist about, was it this or was it that? So who really won that little battle there, that little scrimmage? These are the type of things you got to see out here. These people just say any old thing to piss you off, make you mad, make you sad, and you won't even know what hit you. You have no clue what hit you when they get through lying. Oh, those were $200 boxes of cigarillos. It was $200 box. Man, it was $20 worth of cigarillos, man. 20 bag of weed, $20 box, 2 boxes of cigarillos. Real simple, right? It's $200 worth. It's big, huge boxes. You see how big the boxes were? They couldn't even lift it over the counter. They needed a crane or something to lift it over the counter. Come on, man. Come on, man. Just lying. lying and trying. Brother Izzy said he had something he wanted to add. Go ahead, Izzy. What'd you have?
Man, French guy keeps on saying that it's not relevant. But it is relevant. It's completely and utterly relevant, okay? And the reason why it's relevant is because they used the second video in the grand jury trial of the police officer in order to make Mike Brown look like a criminal, look like a thug. This is one of the reasons why they did not prosecute, okay? Now, did it have anything to do with the case? Probably not, but they introduced that in evidence. That's number one. So, in order to put context to that first video that they did show in the grand jury, they should have put in this second video that was from 10 hours before. That's number one. Number two, they say, oh, well, he still stole. He didn't steal. Nobody's seen. Where in that video do they show that the guy behind the counter gave the bag of weed or whatever it was back to Michael Brown? They didn't. They took the bag, they kept it in the bag, they took the boxes, they kept it in the bag, and they put it behind the register so he can come back and get it. See, the thing is everybody wants to keep on acting like this is not relevant. It absolutely is relevant, okay? Because they painted Michael Brown as a criminal.
Exactly.
He was not a criminal. That is relevant because they used that statement, making him look like a criminal, as a reason to not convict him, as a reason not to charge the cop Wilson in a crime. So anybody that sits here and says that it's not relevant, it absolutely is relevant. Okay? This is white supremacy in its flat out in your face. So if you don't understand that, if you don't get that, then you shouldn't be practicing law. French guy, primarily who I'm talking to, okay? You should not be practicing law because they presented the second tape, okay? They presented the second tape to make him look like a criminal.
Exactly. It was all about making sure we know Mike Brown's a super thug, not just a thug. Matter of fact, they're not just gangs of kids anymore. He's a super predator. Might as well call him that, right?
Absolutely. And the thing is he keeps on saying it's not relevant to the case. Well, look here. My point is this. If the second video is not relevant to the case, then that first video is absolutely relevant to the case. They showed the second video, they didn't show the first video. Therefore, they portrayed Mike Brown as a criminal. That is fact. And when you portray somebody as a criminal, it is even proven that even when people go to jail, right, and they still have on their jail outfits, that they are more likely to be convicted. The reason why is because people in the jury already have it in their mind, well, they must be guilty if they're not out of jail.
Exactly. That's why they parade you in front of the media in handcuffs to give you the perception of a person as being already guilty. You're guilty before you even go into the criminal justice system. All right, brother Izzy. All right, I got to take these other calls, all right? All right, let's see here.
Yep.
All right, and who we got here from the 216 area code? You're on the Chris Monroe Show. Who is this?
Oh, yeah, it's Brother Cornelius calling from Cleveland, bro. How y'all doing?
What's happening, bro? Brother Cornelius out of Cleveland is the city where we come from. Run. What's your thoughts on this, brother?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just wanted to say that it seemed like they trying to, make us mad and get us all bent out of shape going through the streets. But I think that we need to just go ahead and keep our cool. We already know that, they're our open enemy. The police, the courts, all this European wig-wearing cohorts. And we know that this democratic system is not a democracy. And we just need to keep continuing boycotting, waking up to the fact that we're going to separate from these beasts, and get 100 million acres that we can build our new black world on. Because I swear to God, man, us black folks tired of these white folks, man. We getting to the point where, you know, they looking at us as beasts. We looking at y'all as beasts too, man. You know, and the fakery of this society is, you know, being shown to the world now. And I'm sitting back with my snacks, enjoying the ride, bro.
That's all you can do. And you're right.
That they mad. You're right. I'm mad that they so mad that they want to make us mad because they mad. No, motherfucker, excuse my language. No, y'all mad. Go ahead, yeah, soak up some of that.
They want you pissed off because when you out, see, and you're right, brother Cornelius. When they got you pissed off, you ain't in your right mind. They got you shook up. Don't let nobody come shake you up. You got to be smart. You got to be strong. You right, brother. All right, thanks for calling in. All right.
Oh, you're welcome, bro. Y'all have a great evening.
All right. That's how we do it right here each and every Monday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central on the Chris Monroe Show. We got a special guest coming up here in a few minutes. We're going to bring them in after this timeout, and we're going to be talking about the assault on the black family, because that's exactly what this is. This is an assault on the black family. I'll be right back in just a few minutes with more of the Chris Monroe Show. This is the student master teacher, Mr. I Stay Woke, Chris Monroe, and I know you're ready for summertime, because I've been ready. But this is what you can do, baby girl. Rock this dashiki shirt or a dashiki skirt. Show those legs. Let them know that you ain't playing, baby. Black girl magic. Rock it just like this, or put some stretch pants on. Do it the way you do it. You know how we do it. Go ahead and get yours at chrismonroestl.com. Sizes small through extra large are available, and get free shipping at chrismonroestl.com. Live Soap School is more than just soap. It's a way of life. After completing this process, you'll learn how to make cold process, hot process, melt and pour your own soap, start your own home-based business, make an additional income. Learn more at livesoapschool.com. Sign up today. Enroll for this great course and learn from an expert. Livesoapschool.com is the place to go. Make money and have fun. It's too easy. Now, once you get to the site, make sure you select Enroll in Live Soap School. That's livesoapschool.com. Are you seeking an affordable way to promote your business, product, service, nonprofit organization, or even an event? Visit chrismonroestl.com. There are several options available for advertising opportunities. Find out advertising rates at chrismonroestl.com. Promote within the website itself. Promote on our YouTube videos. Promote everywhere within our network. Be heard, be found, increase sales. chrismonroestl.com is the place to find out more. Several options are available that will go with any budget. chrismonroestl.com. I'm not sure if anybody told you, but you need to become a member of the I Stay Woke clique. Join at chrismonroestl.com. Get a free membership or a premium membership, goodies and more. chrismonroestl.com. This is the student master teacher, Mr. I Stay Woke, and we got some brand new products in that you're gonna like. Check out this red, black, and green beaded necklace all the way around. RBG colors in style. Put it around your neck and show them your Pan-African spirit. What about this ankh in black background with the fire? Ooh, makes you feel good. Or the classic antique ankh style. Get all that and more, plus get free shipping at chrismonroestl.com. That's chrismonroestl.com. This is the student master teacher, Mr. I Stay Woke, reminding you about the Chris Monroe Show each and every Monday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, where we chop it up about current events, news, politics, entrepreneurship, and a whole lot more. But guess what? We're trying to expand this show. That's right. We want to make it at least 5 days a week, maybe even more, and you can help. You can help by going to GoFundMe.com/I'll Stay Woke. Help us out with our GoFundMe campaign. Just launched it, and we need your support. Go ahead and give $5, $10, $20, even more. Give what you can, and if not, go ahead and share it out to your Twitter and Facebook. It's much greatly appreciated. All you gotta do is go to GoFundMe.com/I'll Stay Woke. Do what you do, be who you be, and you know what else? I'ma see you before you see me. Hey, do you know where I can find those RBG banners? Yeah, man. Just go down to iShopWoke.com. That's the new website with RBG gear, jewelry, accessories, and a whole lot more. Well, what do you got there? Like pillows and stuff like I see all the time? Yeah, the pillows. You can get them in multiple colors. You can make all types of stuff. Customized orders and wholesale orders are welcome. Just go to iShopWoke.com to order. iShopWoke.com is the new website. Check it out today. Get free shipping. Don't forget iShopWoke.com.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? We're back live with the Chris Monroe Show. You got an opinion? You want to voice your opinion? All you got to do now. Dial that number, 516-418-5565. You heard me? 516-418-5565. Don't forget to press the 1. Back to the show.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, women and children of all ages, we're now back here live on the Chris Monroe Show, where we chop it up each and every Monday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, talking about the news, politics, current events, and so much more. I see everybody shook up a little bit with this Michael Brown thing, and craziness is going on in St. Louis, right here in Ferguson. I'm not too far away from there, but it happens all the time. And I think it's like they're starting to do this stuff just to shake us up, like the last caller said. Good to see you, the vocal doctor. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, you say it's time for a civil war. See, now why you got to say stuff like that? People always got to come in and say some old wild stuff. It's time for a civil war, man. Let's get all our arms together. But we are streaming live on Periscope, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitch.tv, and at ChrisMonroeSTL.com/live. I got some special people I'm about to bring into the show here. We got, let's see here. Let me see if I can switch this screen over. Bloop. All right. There they are right here. We got Mama Afraka and Baba Afraka. What's happening, family? Welcome to the Chris Monroe Show.
Ashe.
Safo.
You're doing great.
Right,
under the conditions of this Mike Brown thing, but you know, it's nothing new.
Yeah, I understand. So when you first heard this, I know you were surprised like everybody else, because I know when I first heard that there was a new video, I was thinking that, oh, they got the video of him actually showing that Mike Brown had his hands up and he shot him and they finna lock up Darren Wilson and everybody going down. It's on. But then I saw it was this other thing and I was like, damn. Oh, well.
Yeah.
So for people who don't know, go ahead and tell the audience a little bit about yourselves.
Okay, well, Mama Africa, that's the name I choose to go by. And I'm a homeschooler, wife, mom, and my husband, Baba Africa.
Baba Africa, that's me. How you doing? You know, I was a licensed mental health therapist for a while, and yeah, I was that for a minute, and yeah. What else you want to know?
Oh, we just wanted to get a little introduction, so you're cool. So when you first heard about this Mike Brown situation, what were your initial reaction? What did you first think?
You want to go?
I'm with Mike Brown. I mean, it's another tragedy. I mean, as a result of white inferiority, or what we call, white inferiority. We don't call it white supremacy. We call it white inferiority. So, I mean, because they just not inferior. You know what I mean?
They are inferior.
Yeah.
If you were, I really believe in words and the power we give to words. So if you're saying white supremacy, you're automatically putting out there that these people are supreme. If you're supreme, you don't have to constantly bother people, inject their babies, poison their babies, and all this stuff. But getting back on subject with Mike Brown, it was kind of typical. It's kind of like they do this intentionally to kind of keep us riled up and keep us in a state of fear. I consider it fear porn. They like to get a reaction out of us. They feed off our reactions like vampires, like parasites. And so I
remember, fear is false evidence of being real. Right. I just want to slide that in there. Keep continue.
Yeah, but Mike Brown, they're just trying to put us continuing in fear. You know, like, you know, they gave us this hope that they would bring out new information, and they knew all along he didn't do anything. Yeah. A lot of that stuff was staged, but it's kind of shaking up. But yeah, so they just put this stuff out now just to get a reaction. It's just constant putting us in fear, which keeps us stagnant. Yeah.
So what type of reaction do you think they want to get from us? I mean, what we gonna do? March, pray, sing? What they want us to do? Riot? What is the intention?
I think they want to. I think they kind of want to incite us to just go out and start attacking whites and doing all this stuff.
Yeah, but when in actuality, we just need to chill. Just need to sit back and relax because there's really no fear. They really doing that. It's another tactic as a result of white. Yeah, he got RBG flag. Yeah. He African. Yeah, I mean we African. So I mean it's just you gotta understand the way they look at African Americans or blacks. They look at them as like they about to hurt somebody. They look at them as if they're about to harm them. When in actuality, we are just nice, loving people, bruh. Right. We're nice people.
Because if we really were savages and evil like they tend to portray us, they wouldn't be a problem right now.
Yeah.
So I feel like with this Mike Brown thing, they want to incite us to just get out here so they can possibly just massively have an excuse to shoot a bunch of blacks.
Yeah.
When really these people are imploding.
Yeah.
They're constantly talking about the Russians. It's like Germans and Russians, but these U.S. whites, they are German. A lot of them, they're Nazis here. Yeah. And so it's like cousins fighting against each other. The whites, do you guys watch these shows? House of Cards is all about whites killing off each other. So just all that, let them kill each other off, and just.
I mean, just being real with you.
You can't.
I mean, they're savages. I mean, why? They are the true savages. They're the Neanderthals. They come from the Caucasus Mountain, bro. I'm just being straight up with you. That's where they come from. So I mean, the reality is I mean, that's what it is. We started to mimic what they were doing. Africans started to mimic what they were doing. That's the reality, bro.
So that's where we got this Negro from. Is that where you're saying that Negro was made in the hills and hills of North America? That was made in America, just like a Ford automobile, right?
Oh yeah. Because we aren't savages, and so
we're loving people, man. We forgive. We connect. We help people. We always looking out for each other, bro. That's being black. That's being African American, as they would say.
So a lot of this negative majority of all this stuff, which is the degeneracy in our community, is because of being around the savages, being taught to hate ourselves as the savages do. And so they just pretty much took our culture and gave us theirs.
And we're mimicking their culture now. That's what you look at every African American. My bad. Oh, my bad. I be getting angry.
Oh no, I understand. Somebody in the chat room on here on Periscope said, "Who has called you savages?" That's what they want to know.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that sounds like a typical savage that would possibly say that.
Right. Exactly.
Right. And so, they may use it in different terms as a thug or he's aggressive.
Yeah, he's a goon. All this, yeah.
They use key terms and trick terms, and for instance, even going into the rap, there's an artist named 21 Savage. All right.
We got to check the boys too, So I mean, parent in a positive way. I mean, I just check my son without popping them. You know what I'm saying?
Like a savage would do. A savage would probably drop your kid off, something crazy to him. This is what we're talking about. Yeah. We see this stuff in the news.
Yeah. But I didn't turn around and punch my kid. I turned around and said, chill.
And see, my husband can attest to how savages are because working in the mental health community, he works with a lot of whites.
There's a lot of whites and they're savages. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. I mean, come on now. That's the mental health.
So let me ask you this. So is there a such thing as a good white person? That's what I want to know.
No.
Well,
No.
after 500 plus years, that question is facetious.
Is there a good white person? How the hell is there a good?
That's
These are your enemies. Yeah, oxymoron. Go look that up.
Yeah, oxymoron.
So
That's like saying that's like trusting a snake.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, you got your.
We went for a little travel, so we went for a little travel, so we good.
So you saying basically you should never trust them because they have shown us for hundreds of years exactly what they're about. Now, does this qualify for all of them? Because, a lot of people say, well, there are some good ones. Well, my neighbor's nice and this person's good and lady work at the library, she's okay. That's what I hear all the time.
I hear you, man. There's no good whites, bro. Straight up, man. Listen. If I didn't speak to I didn't speak to my neighbor a couple times. The neighbor got mad at me for not speaking to them. And then they come over to me. The next door neighbor came to me and was mad at me, like, why are you not speaking to your wife? I mean, why are you not speaking to my wife? And I'm like, motherfucker, because I don't want to. But I didn't say motherfucker. I said because I don't want to. Because I mean, I'm an intellect, I'm a scholar, I'm a down to earth kind of guy. You feel me? And I'm like, I don't want to speak to you. He got aggressive towards me.
Right.
To the point where he came up on my step. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? He's like, I'm like, get the fuck off my porch. I shoved that motherfucker.
Wow.
Straight up. But look, this motherfucker getting mad at me because I didn't do what? Come on, bro. Because I didn't speak.
So that goes
and he calls the police on me.
Right.
He
But
calls the police.
this is typical stuff, but it's like dealing with whites is like dealing with bullies. A bully never respects you until you posture up.
Yeah.
You never really have to really beat up a bully.
Yeah.
You just have to tap that bully so he'll see that, oh, this is not a typical person that's a friend of me. And that's how whites are.
Exactly.
That's how they are. And
yeah.
By nature, this is just who they are. I was mentioning a rapper named 21 Savage. The reason his music is a hit, it's very dumbed down. And we'll get into why we had to dumb down our music to try to get to the masses.
We wrote a song about that too, literally.
But
So you stand more so. You all stand more so on the side of complete separation. Blacks over here, whites over here. Leave us alone. We leave y'all alone. Is that what the position you stand on?
Yeah, I'm definitely a separatist. Always have been because it's only logical. There are covert racists and overt racists.
Yeah.
Good cop, bad cop. This is how whites continue to have us in this cycle because, like my husband was mentioning, by nature we are very loving people because we have souls.
Yeah.
Now you can't appeal to somebody. You can't think this person is going to be humane when they're not a human. Whites are not even human. They're not 100% human. Okay, we're human. Hue means color. We are human, so therefore we have humanity, compassion. Whites don't have that, so therefore we need to be separate. And they don't want that because us being subjugated by them is what keeps them alive. They're parasitic. They're vampires.
Yeah, they try to suck the blood out of you, man. Literally, man. They try to just if you don't speak to them, how you mad at?
Because they seek our validation, and also by them forcing us to speak to them and acknowledge them is for them to see. Let's see where this nigger's head is at.
Yeah.
Let's see how far removed from the plantation he is. Okay, so that's them checking you. So with us, we used to be people where we were extra accommodating whites. If they're walking, we'll move out their way. Yeah. And then afterwards, how do you feel? You feel bad, like, man, why did I do that? That's the parasitic nature. They feel filled and we feel drained. They're vampires.
You know what they're calling you in the chat room, right? They say you are a reverse racist.
Oh, I'm happy to be.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm happy to be.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
I carry that with honor.
Yeah.
Because it's only logical.
It's only logical, bro.
If somebody hates me, to hate them back. That's only logical.
If that motherfucker come up in your house, if he come up in your house and try to kill your kids, you're gonna say, I forgive you. You're gonna say, don't do anything. No, you will kill that motherfucker because he's your motherfucking enemy.
And the thing is, yeah, we should think about self-defense and all this, but dealing with these inferiors is not that difficult. All you have to do is remove yourself and kill them intellectually by just leaving them alone. They need us for survival.
Eradication through separation.
Right. They feed the prison industrial complex. They feed the criminal justice system. They feed all these different forms of government and just regular culture off of us. So if we just rise up, they have no choice but to just fall. That's it. That's it.
Cool. So let me ask you this. I see you got the family there. Man, woman, and child. What they're supposed to be. Not this Father, Son, and Holy Spirit stuff, but that's a whole other conversation. So the man, woman, and child.
That's some gay shit. Yeah, the Father, Son, Holy gonna have some gay shit, but we get to that later. My bad.
Right. How important is it that the black family become stronger and become more effective in building communities?
Yeah. I didn't catch that.
How important is it that the black family come together to build communities, in your opinion?
I mean, you need man, woman, child. You need us. I mean, we're one. That represents love, bro. That represents love, bro. It represents true spirituality, bro. When I love my wife and my children, I mean, it's a blessing. It's as simple as that, bro. It's a blessing. Simple.
We'll give an example how important it is to have black love, to have African love, to have unapologetic love, because this society does not praise us as a couple. You notice even in commercials that if there is black couples, one of them gonna be biracial, okay, and they're not gonna be a full black couple with both having African features. And the reason they don't uphold that is because that is the key to our freedom, is black love. It is affected us in all manner. Like, for instance, there's plenty of people that we know, and we've even been in situations where we're struggling. And I remember years ago in college, I'm trying to go to college, my husband's going to college, you know, we're struggling. We don't have a trust fund, but therefore I'm like, okay, let's see if I can get some help, get some food stamps. I'm thinking, okay, I'm married, maybe I can apply. It was like, we can give you $20 a month because you're married, but if you put them on child support, we can boost that up to $400. They give our women, black women, incentives to turn the men into the prison system for child support. So if they were moved by the black family, it's an incentive. So, you know, I get on the sisters because nobody else will, and people are afraid to, but I understand why a lot of them give into this, because it seems like there's no way out. It seems like there's no hope. So if the white man is offering to give you food stamps in exchange for turning your man into them, she's going to choose what? The option that seems more feasible, instead of having hope in your man and working it out together.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, family promotes togetherness, bro. That's what we that's what we love, and that's what we respect at the end of the day.
And that's what you have to respect.
That's being African. That's being black, bro.
So, do you think that this is gonna increase black unity with the new President Trump coming in and the new administration and all of this stuff going on? Do you think that's gonna make people wake the hell up and get on their job, or stay put right back to sleep in about 3 months?
This might wake their ass up because they finally see a damn racist who don't give a damn about blacks, who don't give a damn about Latinas. He don't give a fuck about nobody but himself. Some of the blacks need to see that shit.
And you know, I think too, for some people, they just, and we even see it in our family. There's people in our family that rather just go back into a deeper sleep, go damn near into a coma, than to wake up and see what's going on. But you know, I'm glad that it happened the way it did, because it exposed a lot of the myths that a lot of black women have, or black people in general. A lot of black women, black people in general, think that the white woman is innocent. That white bitch was
the female dog,
the one that mainly was voting for Trump, and they put on this whole facade that, oh no, we want Trump out. It's all to do that good cop, bad cop thing. Our people have to quit falling for our enemies' lies.
They fuck dogs too.
So let me ask you this. So
that's a given. Oh, my bad. That's a given.
A couple months ago when the election went on, were you looking to see that Hillary Clinton was supposed to win, or did you think Trump was going to win? What were you thinking when this election was coming up?
Well, for me, I mean, I just have a different view because I feel like it's all politics. It's all just political theater to keep us just running through hoops of, oh, maybe the white woman. They represented the massa and the massa's wife. It's the same difference. Massa's wife is always a little nicer. Okay?
Right.
Massa may be overtly racist. She may be covertly racist. So that's what that represented.
So you knew it was a bad choice. It was either a knife or a gun.
Oh.
That's a good example. That's a great example. Either a knife or a gun. Which one you gonna get killed with? Man? You ain't got no options, really.
Yeah. I mean, even how they even employed music artists. They employed Jay-Z. They employed Beyonce.
Well, they can't bite the hand that feeds them, right?
Well, that's interesting. But that shows us that all this has played out to show people that, look, they're pretty much just hiding in plain sight. You know, they use people that a lot of our people worship. People worship Beyonce. I mean, people call her Beezus. And Hillary even got Beyonce to put some pants on to campaign for her. And that says a lot. Because you know Beyonce don't wear no clothes.
Pantsuits game strong. And the audience on here is asking me to ask you who you voted for.
I voted for neither.
Yeah.
Neither.
You didn't go up there with your red "Make America Great Again" hat and pull that lever for Donald J. Trump? What?
Oh man,
I
voted for neither, but actually I hope for Trump because I felt like our people needed an overt racist.
Yeah.
Okay. They didn't need Hillary that does all this crazy stuff on the side. They didn't need her to just hide all the lies like she normally does and pat the black moms on the head and say, it's okay that your sons were murdered. Come and drive. They didn't need her because they all fell for that. So they needed Trump to be in office so you can see how these people really feel about you.
Right. All right, let me see. I'm going to take a couple of these phone calls. 516-418-5565. We got somebody on here from the 202 area code. You're on the Chris Monroe Show. Who is this?
This is Black Gladiator.
Black Gladiator. Wow, that sounds like you get athletic on them. Black Gladiator. What's going on? What's on your mind?
This is what's on my mind. I was listening to the show, and I agree with all your points. If I can explain my perspective, is that okay?
You got 45 seconds. Go.
Okay. Yeah. I think the community is saturated with self-hate. What I'm trying to say is we have a pretty strong view. A lot of people have a pretty strong view on how they see right or wrong in their head. You know, they have a pretty strong opinion on how they see right or wrong in their head. And I think this must become the adopted mindset for all black women and children, that we must stop looking at blaming the women for everything, like the Jim Crows, the industrial complex systems. We got to stop blaming them, even though it is those problems that are affecting us, but it's the lack of our own ignorance too that is affecting us. And so I want to say that if we change our environment and just get rid of like white people, I don't think that would do anything. I think we have to change our mind state. You know, the first thing, if you put a person in jail, you know, I don't think that it would change. But if you change the mind state of a person that's in jail, I think they would change then. So I want to just say that basically this must become the adopted mind state that we should have. That we just stop blaming the white man for everything. That the prison industrial complex. Stop blaming the white man for everything, and start looking at our families and ourselves, and starting off with ourselves, and start saying, okay, this is what I need to do. I need to change my mindset on how I see things in life. You know.
All right, Black Gladiator. All right, thanks for calling in. All right. All right, I'm going to have the guest here. What do y'all think about what he said? It's the self-hate, and we need to get together with the mind state. Would you agree with what he just said?
I would agree. And I thank that brother for sharing what he said. And I just want to get this out that you cannot deny that our problem is white people. They are our problem. They created all our problems and then so-called provided solutions. That's illogical. So, yes, our mind states need to change. Yes, we need to understand who the enemies are so that we can separate ourselves. I'm saying separate in the sense that we need to separate mentally, financially, politically. We need to separate in all those manners. We live around whites, but we are separated from them. Okay? And so, therefore, we can make strides. Separating from whites means separating from their media. If you're constantly watching TV and you're seeing all this standards of beauty from whites, where you're constantly seeing the standard of the culture as being whites, then you will internalize that and think something is inadequate about you because you're not seeing yourself reflected. So whites are the problem. Prison industrial complex and all that.
I would say he said something about psychological. I mean, this is a psychological war. Once you free your mind and understand, such as, you know, fear. I always talk about fear. Fear is false evidence of being real. It's appearing like the Ururus. It appears as though they are scary. But I mean, that's in your mind, bro. These people, they look up to us. They want to be like us. You know what I mean, man? I mean, we the one that got the swag. So I mean, but yeah, I just wanted to point that in there.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I mean, because, you know, but the caller was right, too, because a lot of this is in our mind. We have to change our mind before we can change this physical realm, no matter what we're trying to do, whether it's in business, whether it's in your family life, whether it's out here in just regular life. You got to get your mind right. And when they got us shook up, so emotional and so caught up in the game, we can't think straight. So I say don't let them shake you up like that. And that's the whole thing that I want to fight against and say, you know, we got to get our mind right and get the right proper education. Would you agree?
I totally agree. And yeah, thank you for saying that piece too, because a lot of people, they just feel like, okay, we get our money together, we do this and that, get our minds right. But what happens when the enemy is internalized? We internalize white culture to the point where in order to really defeat white, we got to defeat the white in us as well. Okay? We're in the perm hair. Look, I was a victim of all this. Hating my features, feeling like I cannot go anywhere without makeup. That isn't, you have, you know, I at one point internalized that racism. So
I have self-esteem issues as well.
Right, we all have. And it's
so let me make sure we got that right. Let me make sure you say we got to get rid of the white inside of us. Now that's some deep stuff right there. You telling me that inside is some of that side on this side. Wow.
Oh yeah. You know, it comes from the miseducation system.
Insecurity they put all these images out in the media to make us hate ourselves to the point where we have low self-esteem, to where we hate ourselves. I mean, they do that on purpose, bro. They do that on purpose.
And it's an agenda for our minds. So yes,
you bombarded with all these constant messages and so forth. I mean, come on now. You bombarded constantly, consistently, daily, on a consistent basis.
So to summarize that in one thing, you've been Europeanized.
Amen to that.
Yeah, thank you. I got an opinion. Right here.
That's how they doing it. So we're gonna take some more of these phone calls. 516-418-5565. That's the phone number. 516-418-5565. Let's see who we got here. Is this Damien on the Chris Monroe Show?
Hey Chris, what's going on, man?
What's happening, Damien?
You've got to be kidding me, man.
Kidding about what?
We've got to get rid of the whiteness.
Get rid of the white within.
Are you serious?
And Damien is a white guy for y'all that didn't know.
Within?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a virus.
Yeah, you guys are like a virus.
Have them explain that. What does that even mean?
That means seeing all the white people constantly on TV, constantly everything. You can't even get no damn grapes without a white bitch on the cover of some damn grapes.
Yeah.
Whiteness is an infestation.
Yeah.
It is a virus.
It's on the damn cereal box. It's everywhere. So I mean, come on. Put an image of a black family on there.
It's a virus. It's a virus?
Put an image of black families on there. On all the on all the cereal boxes. Do that. I dare you.
All right, it's funny, but yes, I mean, it's whiteness is
Okay, let me ask
everywhere.
Let me ask you two questions. Who's your favorite athlete of all time? Who's your favorite athlete?
I don't want to answer any questions.
Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, get off the phone. We don't want to talk to you. Hey, cut that shit off, man. Seriously, cut that shit off. We don't want nothing to do with him.
One of my favorite athletes is Michael Jordan. He was on a Wheaties box. So what are you talking about?
Right, and he used to get rid of that whiteness in him.
Exactly. He's dating white women. He's dating white women, and we don't do that.
Yep, that's the summary.
He goes, now see that was an example of a covert racism. Okay, so they'll try to appeal to you by naming somebody black and trying to relate to you. I don't have any time and patience for that.
Exactly.
I have no God damn, I can't even. I just have no patience for white. I'm sorry, Chris.
So you saying that
no mercy? I wrote a song about it. We don't have no mercy for the cracker.
So you saying he came in and tried to shake you up, and you said hell no to the no,
No, hell to, that's our right. That's our right, all right, he was saying it too. We got this.
No, hell to the no.
No. All right, sit back here. All right, hey.
What that little one knowing that song? What he doing knowing about that? They know everything. These young
My name is Haru. There you go. All right, good job.
Thank you.
Bye. Good night.
These little ones, they know everything. They know every song that come on. They know every app that come out. They know how to download this. They know how to play on a smartphone. They know everything. What do they not know? These kids are so smart these days.
Yeah.
So it's very important to teach them right. So
yes, I want to beat them to the punch because some people may see this and say, "Oh, that boy said hell no."
Yeah.
Do y'all know all this stuff y'all children are doing, and y'all gonna get mad over a child saying hell
to the no? Come on.
Keep it in context. Of course, you're gonna teach your child to be respectful, but quit being rigid because these kids know everything y'all doing, and these parents are doing some really messed up.
You worry about him saying hell to the no. You need to worry about all this stuff that's going on in the mental health field that we'll talk about that later. The mental health field where they putting all this medicine to this. We'll get to that later.
So I hear that they say that black people are in a form of psychosis and have some kind of mental problem. Is that what you think is really happening out here?
What do you think? Yeah, black people is being brainwashed.
Yeah.
It's a constant stream of indoctrination.
Yeah, through the media depiction, through rap music, all that.
Through our own music, which is why we got into music.
Yeah, and you know who's over that? Whites are over the rap industry. Exactly.
Making all that music.
Positive pictures out there.
Making all that music, and guess who making all that money off of it?
Oh, yeah. And so the thing they do is they get us to internalize the hatred, to get us to just really hate ourselves through the music. If you're giving these children money in order to rap about and encourage them to rap about, oh, you know, I'm gonna shoot you and I'm gonna kill you. You're talking about your own type of person, so you don't even like the mirror image of yourself. If you want to kill somebody like you, instead of projecting that hate towards the proper target, we are imploding. We're internalizing this hatred, and it's not because of ourselves. Don't get me wrong, we have a choice whether we participate in those type of things, but our people are in dire need. So if a person is poor, like these young rappers, a lot of them are poor, and if you're going to flash the money, oh, well, if you sing this type of rap, then we'll give you a deal. They want that money.
Right.
So they
always
give
following
us
that money.
to hate.
Yeah,
they give us incentives to hate. Yeah.
I would agree. You know, and that's the one thing we definitely got to wake up from. And so people are saying blame Whitey and all type of stuff over here because we are streaming live on Periscope, streaming live on Facebook Live, streaming live on YouTube Live, streaming live on ChrisMonroeSTL.com/live and on Twitch.tv. This is the Chris Monroe Show. We do this each and every Monday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. And I did want to ask you about this, you know, so the mental health thing. What is it that some people can do to combat with some of the mental health issues that are plaguing the black community right now?
First of all, I need to stop believing this DSM diagnosis. That doesn't. Yeah, we get to that later. I mean, it's a lot of fraud going out in the mental health industry. It's ran by whites. It's as simple as that.
And to keep it in further context with how this all is residues of slavery is a lot of the diagnosis, like drapetomania. If you were a runaway slave, you would be diagnosed as having drapetomania. Okay, you would be diagnosed as having nigritude if you were an aggressive Negro that decided to, be aggressive, decided to meet violence with violence. And so this is still evident in today. A child that has so-called drapetomania back in the day, now they would say the child has oppositional defiant disorder. When a child is probably, especially a male, is trying to hold on to some part of himself that is true to being an African. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's not that the child is just bad. The child, you don't know the child could be homeless. The child could be facing all kind of violence at home. And a teacher would just come at the child and, oh, something's wrong with you. Why are you having your head down? You don't know that child may be hungry. That child may be tired and didn't have any sleep. But you'll diagnose this child as having ADHD or ODD. All this stuff is lies, and it's to kill our babies before they grow.
Yeah, I would agree. And they put this stuff on us and make us believe anything they say because they said it, like we were saying earlier in the show. I don't know if y'all heard it. They said, because I'm white and I'm right. I'm white, so I got to be right.
Right.
So do you think that things are going to change here coming up? Anytime in our lifetime, are things going to get better? These killings with the police, things like that. Do you think that's going to change up?
Well, honestly, I think, and this may seem pessimistic, but honestly, a lot of people don't even want to face the truth. So how the universe works is, if the universe is screaming at you and telling you who the enemy is, if the universe is putting all this in your way, like, okay, this is who the enemy is, and you're constantly ignoring it, things will happen that will get you to wake up. They're putting out all these movies and all these things that show you the hidden hand, to show you the truth, but our people refuse to wake up to that. So by default, a lot of these people, they're people that do not want to even wake up to the truth. So you hang out, you do all kind of things, you put yourself in danger. You're saying that you're a more citizen, that you're standing your ground. You're not paying attention to what the universe is telling you. You're not paying attention to the signs. So therefore, you may be in a position where that fear that you have, you attract somebody to kill you because you have that fear.
Mm-hmm. So, and I heard you say earlier that you were hoping that Donald Trump won. Were people mad if you said something like that? You hoped that Donald Trump had won this election?
Oh yeah. It's not a popular opinion, but it's true because honestly, our people have been raped, killed, lynched, even now lynched. I mean, it's just countless of things. Killing our children, vaccinating our children, and people still don't want to believe it for what it is. And so, yeah, Trump being president, I think had to happen to people so they can wake up. Yeah, simple as that.
And so, do you think that's going to wake us up though? Because I'm not seeing any way that any kind of wake up is going to happen anytime soon. It still seems like we're going to be back to sleep in about 3 months.
It really seems that way a lot of times, but I have to be hopeful because I used to want to be one of those people that just really didn't want to see things for what it is, but unfortunately, it's like people just have to wake up. So we're doing our part, and I feel like a lot of the older people, they may not even want to even entertain the fact that things are as bad as they are. But the youth really don't care. Yes, the youth are more open to, okay, this Christianity is a lie, it doesn't work.
All these spiritual persuasions out here.
Thinking I can give the benefit of the doubt to some of these whites.
They know.
That doesn't work.
They
youth see through that.
They know.
So our hope is with the youth. So therefore we're trying to, they have this trap music. We're taking the trap back. We're trying to trap the minds with positivity. We have to use beats that resonate with the youth to get their minds, and if we slip some truth in there to their subconscious.
Exactly.
So, that's something we're happy about.
We had to dumb down our lyrics a little bit, but it is what it is.
And we're not rappers, but it's not hard to be a rapper. So we just put something together, put a nice beat on it. That's in essence what they're doing. Because we damn for sure ain't no rappers. But just being a mother and a father, we're trying to do what we can do for the youth. Because, I mean, it's desperate times. And instead of talking about the change we want to see, we're trying to be about it.
Most definitely. You got to take that action to make it happen.
Yes.
That's most definitely. Yeah, we're going to take some more of these calls at 516-418-5565. Make sure you press the 1, 516-418-5565. That's the phone number. Now, I don't know if y'all saw, I think last week, Bruno Mars came out and said all American music was made by black people. Did you see that?
Yes, I saw a little bit of that, and I totally agree.
All American music was made by black people, and you agree with it, huh? And I think he's right.
You know, I feel like there's been a lot of music that was written, and it's been stolen. I mean, come on, Elvis. Chuck, what's his name? What's the dude that does the little is it Chuck Berry?
Yeah, Chuck Berry, the one to do that duck walk.
Yeah, I mean, that's the real king of rock and roll. They steal everything.
What haven't they stolen, man? They steal everything. Y'all don't, come on now. The history is just, come on now. They steal everything. They steal stuff. They take it. Then when they take it, they like it's mine. And then when you want it back, they look at you like, what?
What's the problem?
You all know y'all just won an award. They said you're the most racist guest I've ever had on here. Or do you feel happy?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
The most racist.
I forgot to write a speech.
Wow.
Put it in gold.
Right. All right.
Y'all stole that too. But we getting that back.
They're stealing everything. All right, let me take this next caller in from the 714 area code. You're now on the Chris Monroe Show. Who is this?
Yo, this is Chris, and I agree with these previous callers. I think that, there are a bunch of people stealing, like music, like they were saying Elvis. But what I really want to talk about today is the politics. I think that our generation will become, I would say in the middle, it would kind of be screwed and it would kind of be good because our new president has had a lot of issues with the papers and stuff, and he's been putting all his effort into making America great again, but at the same time, he's going to deport all the Mexicans. I mean, he's going to deport people with no papers, and you never know when family members might come over to California, because California right here, our generation is amazing. There are a bunch of nice people out here, so yeah, that's what I think.
So out in California, so you are a Trump supporter?
No, I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm just saying that maybe our president should maybe improve his skills on it. Should just get improvement, because I was a Hillary supporter, and then when I found out Trump became president, I was kind of mad because, number one, I have some friends that are Mexican, and they haven't even gotten their papers, and I do not want them deported. We've been friends and neighbors for at least 20 years now.
A whole 20 years. So, all right, that'll work. Thanks for your call, all right? Nigger, you're the nigger. They got these trolls. I got these trolls calling in here.
This typical cracker's gonna actually call in here and try to change. See, that's the cracker move right there. You just gonna come in the conversation and just talk about what you want to talk about. Ain't nobody talking about that shit.
Yeah.
And they just gonna change the conversation.
They always intrude in your damn business. You can't be chilling at and eating your food without them trying to intrude in you.
Wow, that's what
I
they
need to
do.
talk a little bit.
Right.
Chill.
So, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this quick time out, and when I come back, I got a couple more questions for you, and we're going to actually, I want to play y'all video, too. That song that I played that people heard about 2 weeks ago, I played it on here, and they liked it, but I'm going to play it again for people who didn't hear it. This is the Chris Monroe Show. Be right back in just a few minutes. This is the student master teacher, Mr. I Stay Woke. Chris Monroe, and I know you're ready for summertime, because I've been ready. But this is what you can do, baby girl. Rock this dashiki shirt or a dashiki skirt. Show those legs. Let them know that you ain't playing, baby. Black girl magic. Rock it just like this or put some stretch pants on. Do it the way you do it. You know how we do it. Go ahead and get yours at chrismonroestl.com. Sizes small through extra large are available, and get free shipping at chrismonroestl.com. Live Soap School is more than just soap. It's a way of life. After completing this process, you'll learn how to make cold process, hot process, melt and pour your own soap, start your own home-based business, make an additional income. Learn more at livesoapschool.com. Sign up today. Enroll for this great course and learn from an expert. livesoapschool.com is the place to go. Make money and have fun. It's too easy. Now, once you get to the site, make sure you select Enroll in Live Soap School. That's livesoapschool.com. Are you seeking an affordable way to promote your business, product, service, nonprofit organization, or even an event? Visit chrismonroestl.com. There are several options available for advertising opportunities. Find out advertising rates at chrismonroestl.com. Promote within the website itself. Promote on our YouTube videos. Promote everywhere within our network. Be heard, be found, increase sales. chrismonroestl.com is the place to find out more. Several options are available that will go with any budget. chrismonroestl.com. I'm not sure if anybody told you, but you need to become a member of the I Stay Woke clique. Join at chrismonroestl.com. Get a free membership or a premium membership, goodies and more. chrismonroestl.com. This is the student master teacher, Mr. I Stay Woke, and we got some brand new products in that you're gonna like. Check out this red, black, and green beaded necklace all the way around. RBG colors in style. Put it around your neck and show them your Pan-African spirit. What about this ankh in black background with the fire? Ooh, makes you feel good. Or the classic antique ankh style. Get all that and more, plus get free shipping at chrismonroestl.com. That's chrismonroestl.com. This is the student master teacher, Mr. I Stay Woke, reminding you about the Chris Monroe Show each and every Monday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, where we chop it up about current events, news, politics, entrepreneurship, and a whole lot more. But guess what? We're trying to expand this show. That's right. We want to make it at least 5 days a week, maybe even more, and you can help. You can help by going to GoFundMe.com/I Stay Woke. Help us out with our GoFundMe campaign. Just launched it, and we need your support. Go ahead and give $5, $10, $20, even more. Give what you can, and if not, go ahead and share it out to your Twitter and Facebook. It's much greatly appreciated. All you got to do is go to GoFundMe.com/I Stay Woke. Do what you do. Be who you be. And you know what else? I'ma see you before you see me. Hey, do you know where I can find those RBG banners? Yeah, man. Just go down to iShopWoke.com. That's the new website with RBG gear, jewelry, accessories, and a whole lot more. Well, what do you got there? Like pillows and stuff like I see all the time? Yeah, the pillows. You can get them in multiple colors. You can make all types of stuff. Customized orders and wholesale orders are welcome. Just go to iShopWoke.com to order. iShopWoke.com is the new website. Check it out today. Get free shipping. Don't forget iShopWoke.com.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? We're back live with the Chris Monroe Show. You got an opinion? You want to voice
And we are back right here live on the Chris Monroe Show, where we chop it up on the news, politics, current events, and so much more. I wanted to let you all hear the video from Baba Afraka and Mama Afraka. This is the song that they put out, and I actually found it on Instagram, and I'm going to let you check it out. I know you heard it, I think maybe a couple of weeks ago, but it's kind of hard-hitting in your face. And this is a message directly to the women. Check it out.
Show you bitches your motherfucking head hard. I'ma have mercy on you, bitches, cause I could have been one of you, bitches. I'm telling you bitches, you are the key, cause without you there's no black unity. Sisters, I had to give you some tough love, since disrespect is the only thing y'all bitches respect. I'ma show you bitches that you live in trife. I'ma show you bitches how to be a wife. I'm telling you bitches that you crazy. I'm telling you bitches stop fucking baby. I'ma show you bitches you using whole logic. I'ma teach you bitches you ain't learned shit in college. I'ma show you bitches how to feed your fam. I'ma show you bitches how to keep your man. I'ma teach you bitches how to love a God. I'm show you bitches your motherfucking head hard. I'ma have mercy on you, bitches, cause I could have been one of you, bitches. I'm telling you bitches, you are the key, cause without you there's no black unity. Sisters, I had to give you some tough love, since disrespect is the only thing y'all bitches respect. I'ma show you bitches that you live in trife.
Now there you have it. Living trife. Let me see here. Is that even the name of the song? Let me get y'all back on here live. Let me turn that and go there. All right, and there and there. Bloop and bloop. All right, I think we got you back on here on the screen here. There you go. All right, so what was it that made you create that song there? Who were you trying to reach with that song?
Actually, my verse, just want to really wake up black women, African women. I'm pretty reserved in real life. It's just all this stuff that's going on with our people, with the children, with the men. There's not accountability for black women. Black women get held in high esteem. It's kind of like just a hands-off policy when it comes to the accountability of black women, and nobody wants to step up and check them. Especially with, yeah. So that's pretty much the main reason why I went so hard on these women, because being a conscious woman, being a woman, even before I got into full consciousness, I've always been a person that was just loving, caring, and being a modest, loving, caring female, that's not held in high esteem. That's like, you're weird, something's wrong with you. And so not coming like a lot of these other women is not an easy thing. It's a lot of pressure from other women to be a bitch. There's a lot of pressure from other women to adopt whole culture.
They said, "Get him, queen." That's what somebody said over here on Periscope. Get him, queen.
Hey, that's what's up. Appreciate that.
But yeah, I just wanted to really shake up these women, because I don't want to call these women bitches, but women identify with the word, which has always made me feel weird. Like, how do you think it's cute to be called a bitch?
They respect disrespect.
Exactly. They respect that. And so I wanted to really shake them up, because I think it's illogical that these women identify with this and call themselves, "Oh, I'm an independent bitch. I'm a boss bitch." But if a man call you a bitch,
it's a
that's
problem,
fighting
man.
words.
They said that's
Like,
what's
wait a
been
minute,
missing.
Problem, man.
They said that's what's been missing in hip hop today. So I'm gonna let y'all get a closing statement here and tell people your contact information, where they can find your music, find what you're doing, your social media. Go ahead and tell the family where they can connect with you outside of the Chris Monroe Show.
Okay, great. Well, we have a YouTube channel, King Queen Raw. Raw is reference to the creator. We are on Instagram, Mama Africa. That's a page for both of us, and we also have the other page, King Queen Raw, on Instagram. This is one of our subs.
That's a
you can reach us. You could email us. Actually, I think I'll do a screening process for that. So just contact me through social media, because I don't want a whole bunch of trolls emailing.
Exactly.
So yeah, we'll just leave it at.
All right, and Baba Africa, did you want to give any closing statement?
And I'm just here to say, man, there's a lot of, the online therapy, just go there, man. I still provide therapy. So
virtual therapy via Skype. He is a licensed marriage family therapist. He don't like to talk about all the stuff he went to school for, being a slave for years for. But he's licensed marriage and family therapist.
We call it LCAS, licensed clinical addiction specialist, licensed marriage and family therapist associate, certified autism specialist.
Yes, we had two children that were diagnosed on the autism spectrum, and we healed them.
We healed them. Yeah, those are facts.
People are not going to believe that, but we did.
Yeah.
So,
we get that link.
But yes, you can definitely reach him at dotchtherapy.com for online therapy for workplace racism, counter racism, just trying to survive as a black person in this matrix.
All right, family. All right. I want to say thank you both for coming on to the show tonight. I'm going to wrap this up and let y'all get back to doing some more woke stuff. All right.
We appreciate it, man.
All right. All right. That's how we do it. And let's see here. Peace out. All right. So. All right. So that's how we're going to do it here, family. We are live on the Chris Monroe Show. We do this each and every Monday night. If I can get my screen back. Each and every Monday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, talking about the news, politics, current events, and so much more. That was, we're just going to wrap up and recap of the show here. We had that footage of the Michael Brown craziness, showing that he didn't really strong arm him the next day. He was just going back to get his stuff. A lot of mixed reactions on that, and a lot of craziness and civil unrest right here in the STL and Ferguson area. The filmmaker of The Stranger Fruit, Jason Pollock, defends his claims that Michael Brown was returning to get his belongings, not to strong arm them. And that's how we do it. May I scope and present the alternative point of view. May I scope in to present an alternative point of view. Scope in. What do you mean scope in? Call in. The number's still 516-418-5565. We got about 5 minutes. 516-418-5565 if you want to call in to the show before we wrap it up and get on the go. All right. Make sure you follow me on all social media outlets at Chris Monroe STL. That's Snapchat, that's Twitter, that's Instagram, and all the others at Chris Monroe STL. You say you want to Skype in? You want to Skype? You'll do it later? Oh, okay. Cool. So we are streaming live on Periscope, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitch.tv, and ChrisMonroeSTL.com. Hi, Chris. How are you feeling about Trump now? I think Trump's doing a great job. Shake them all up. That's what I think. I think he's doing an excellent job. Shake them up, piss them off, go in there and do what he came to do, right? Piss them all off. That's just what I think. You may disagree. That's what I think. Watching Ferguson. Oh, all right, cool. Yeah, it's probably something going on up there now. Is this some riots happening? Is it some burning buildings happening? Is some people pissed off? I don't know. They always are, right? So that's what it is here. Any more comments or anything before I get up out of here? Any more questions before I get up out of here and do some more woke stuff? Woke world in the building. Let me get this back on here. Bloop. Put me on this screen, a better screen so you can see. You're going to scroll up about the video. Well, the thing is, this video showed exactly what they've been lying about. The whole character assassination. We're not talking about the whole trial and all of that because, you know, that has something to do with the whole thing. It has something to do with it when a character assassinate this guy and then come in and say, you know what? Yeah, he did it. How far away am I from Ferguson? I'm about maybe 25 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes from Ferguson. I'm in South St. Louis there. That's in North St. Louis. I'm on the other side of town. The other side. Just like that. Make sure you get your free membership at chrismonroestl.com. Get in the I Stay Woke click. I don't know why you haven't joined yet. It's free. Why not? Why not? If you're woke, though. If you sleep, don't even come on my street. That's how we're going to do it, family. Just like that. And make sure you check out my Instagram. That's been going strong at Chris Monroe STL. And the store is still open. What store? The I Stay Woke or iShopWoke.com. That's the store. Oh, you talking about the store up there in Ferguson. Yeah, that store is still open. And they be booming too, man. They be booming up there. They be selling all type of tobacco, cigarettes. What else you think they going to have in there for us? They got the same stuff for us every time. Cigarillos, anything you need for your weed. We got that right here at the little Ferguson Market. They make sure we keep that on deck with full respect. Waiting on you to come in and get your money. You got some Fiji coupons? Well, I got some Fiji water. You got your coupons, pink monkey coupons, but I got the water. So I'm going to let y'all get up out of here so I can go do some more woke stuff. Like I said, make sure you share this out to your Twitter. Share this out to your Facebook and invite your followers, and they'll still catch the replay on Periscope, on Facebook Live, on YouTube, and at chrismonroestl.com/live. That's how we're going to do it, family. So you know what I say, right? You know what I'm going to say at the end of this show, right? The same thing I say every time. What do I always say? I'm going to see if y'all really be following and paying attention. Because I know y'all really don't be paying attention for real. Y'all just act like it. Paying attention just a little bit. Who has 2 phones? Drug dealers? I got 7 phones. I'm not a drug dealer. But I slang you something. I make you give me money for something. Getting paid. Cha-ching, you like them cha-chings in the background? Do what you do. Be who you be. 90 seconds. And I'ma see you before you see me. Peace out, family.
And we up. And we up. And we have Mr. I Stay Woke. And 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 Mr. I Stay on point in the game, don't count me out. I stay lit with the news, got a loud mouth. I represent STL, man, that's the loop. And Monday night, 7 o'clock, getting that brain food. And stopping fists, nah, homie, this ain't Willie Lynch. And you can stop it with the Jim Crow push. I'm in position, I stay ready every day. Respect my name, call me Mr. I Stay. And Mr. I Stay. And Mr. I Stay. And Mr. I Stay. And Mr. I Stay.
Nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember.